Good morning, everybody. Here we are for our English class this week. I have made all of you moderators in my channel. Do not block one another, but please, if you see like a weird name in chat or anything that doesn't belong in our class, if I don't catch it, you can go ahead and just ban the person. It's fine. So, here's what we're going to study today. I specifically asked you not to take the books home. I actually made some screenshots of what you need from the book for today. Page 154, Connecting Sentences. When you were my students last year, we already talked about it. And I know you know all of this, and I've been insisting on it. You will know what I'm talking about when you see this. Please type in chat what you remember from learning these words. Furthermore, additionally, moreover, however, on the other hand, in contrast, yet, and also the famous expression that you make fun of me for saying it a lot by the same token, which is something that I have to catch myself doing it so I don't keep doing it. But it is to express contrast that I say that. Nevertheless, nonetheless, likewise, similarly, I want you to use these words, and I'm going to be blue in the face, not literally, but you know that I'll always talk about these words and how important they are. I will be talking about this a lot because I want you to use this vocabulary when you write. So, what we're going to do, and you're going to need fast fingers. I don't know if you're on your phone or on your computer. I want everybody right now to write 2 sentences in which you use one of these formal style words from the first box, addition. I don't want you to use the informal neutral style. I want you to use furthermore, additionally, moreover. Go. Sentences. I want to see you typing. So it needs to be 2 sentences. Let me give you an example because you can't just say furthermore. You need to know what was said before so that that makes sense. So you can say, my doctor scheduled an appointment for this week because he is really worried about my health. Period. New sentence. Furthermore, comma, he is really concerned about the well-being of my family. So that's what I want you to do. Connect 2 sentences. While you do that, I'm going to prepare the Quizlet for when we play Quizlet later on today. We've been talking about conspiracy theories in the scopes of how the United States influences the whole world in one way or another, and how these conspiracy theories either start in the United States or they are maybe propagated online by those so called journalists, right? So I've allotted enough time for you to do this. Let's see what you typed. I'm looking at the chat in real time and I'm typing to you in chat. This is recorded with delay, meaning While I'm saying these words, I am already way past this moment and I'm actually typing to you in chat. If you see somebody that doesn't belong in here, go ahead and kick him out. I gave moderator privileges to all of you. This is a small channel. I am no Mr. Beast, but sometimes random crazy people show up. Next, contrast. I see this is the thing. I see people in this class using however and on the other hand. I see you using those, but I also want you to use other words in addition to the ones that you already know. So I want you to use words such as nevertheless, nonetheless. They are, I'm not going to say they're synonyms to the other ones. However, on the other hand, what I will say to you is that they can be used in the same manner. They can. For instance, if I say, my mother told me not to drink diet drinks, period. Even so, comma, I drank 2 whole bottles of Diet Coke this morning. So this is informal, right? Now let's make it more formal. My mother suggested I drink fewer diet drinks, period. Nevertheless, comma, I drank 7 cans of diet soda yesterday. So I want you to write sentences that are connected in this way. Let's go with contrast and concession. So I want you to use however, on the other hand, in contrast, yet, conversely, nevertheless, nonetheless. You can use either type of sentence. Go. I'm going to give you a little time backing off from the camera because I don't like how I look right now. I look so much older on video, I think. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just keep on writing. I'm in chat with you. Similarly, let's write a sentence and a follow up sentence after that using likewise. But let's think of it in the informal sense first. Jake and Amanda had been soulmates, period. In the same way, comma, his ex-wife and her new lover had always been soulmates. I don't know where I picked these names, they just pop up in my head. So now you're going to do it in a formal way using likewise and similarly. Go. Hopefully, we're moving along a lot faster than what it seems. This is going to be a total of 35 minutes, which means after this is done with, you have to do the work. And I've consulted with the head of the language department at your high school. I've consulted with many other teachers. When you have a class at home, that is not just an excuse to, I'm just going to show up online and then do nothing the rest of the day. That's not what it is. You show up online, you participate in the YouTube or on Teams, and then after that, you have to do the work during the class time, meaning after you finish YouTube, you go straight into Teams, you open Uppgaver, and you will do the heck out of the exercise I put in there. I gave you two options. Those of you who have trouble writing, do a paragraph. Those of you who get carried away writing and you love writing and it's your thing, it's your jam, write a 3 or maybe a 5 paragraph essay. Just decide what's best for you. But the very minimum is a paragraph. A paragraph in Norwegian can consist of 3 or 4 sentences, but we're not in Norwegian class. We're in English class, and those paragraphs should be between 10 and 12 sentences. Let's go. Alternative. Alternative. Patrick and Michael had to go to school at 7 o'clock because their mother was only available to drive them at that time. Otherwise, they would have to take the bus. So now instead of using otherwise, you're going to use alternatively, instead, rather. Those are more formal words. Go. I'm hoping that you were able to write a sentence using in the same way and in the same manner, likewise, similarly. So you have to contrast the two forms. Formal style, likewise, similarly. Informal style, in the same way, in the same manner. Our last sentence, I asked you to write 2 sentences using alternatively for a more formal style. If this is too small, I'm going to make it bigger. But I am saying the words and I'm also typing them in chat, so it should be possible for you to see what's being written. Cause. So, people use that so often. People say things like, I didn't have enough time to finish the activity, so, comma, I had to postpone it and do it tomorrow. Listen, I have no problem with the word so, but right now you're going to combine 2 sentences, not combine them into one, but combine them as in one is going to be connected to the other through one of those formal words. So you're going to use thus, you're going to use therefore, you're going to use accordingly, consequently, hence. Go. I am hungry, but I'm not going to eat until 12, and I'm going to have a nice lunch then. Am I giving you too much time if I give you 45 seconds? What's being said is not being said in real time because this is recorded with a delay and it's being broadcast live and I'm live in chat. I keep repeating these concepts because I've been accused of showing videos from 2020 to my students in 2025. It is not true. The rumors are not true. People say that just to diss me and to diss this part of my methodology of using YouTube for teaching. Haters. So I have to keep saying this. Next, we might be further ahead, right? We'll see. Listing. Firstly, secondly, thirdly, that's the informal neutral style. It can also be used in formal language. Nonetheless, I would prefer that you didn't stick to firstly, secondly, thirdly, but also I would encourage you to use initially, subsequently, finally. I'm gonna skip this one. I'm not gonna ask you to write because then you would have to write you would be writing a paragraph in chat, and I'm thinking you're gonna be like, no, thank you. All of these are things that you say in everyday conversation, all in all, to sum up briefly. So, but when you write, you have to up your game. You have to use academic, eloquent, elegant vocabulary. When you submit your work to your external examiner, they're going to be expecting a lot more from you. I know that there is a misconception that, oh, if I just speak English, I'll make it, right? You're thinking, I'll just speak English during the oral exam and I'll do well. I'll just say whatever, as long as it's in English, I'll just get a 2 or 3. It's not that simple. Here in Norway, the level of your English is no longer something that people are going to be like, wow, they can communicate perfectly in English. They're so good at English. They're able to communicate. VG2, VG3, it's not about how you communicate, it's about knowing how to use academic vocabulary, how to use intricate structure when you write. Moreover, it is about knowing your current events in the English speaking world. It is about knowing everything that's on. How do I put this in a way that I can encourage you to watch the news? Everything that's on the news about the English speaking world is important. Don't TikTok your way through this. Yesterday, we worked a little bit. I allowed you to use TikTok because I wanted you to see what was being said in the world by real people and not only the news. But if I ask you, do some research about a topic, go to BBC, go to CNN, and then if you want to, for example, in the United States, certain news outlets will be giving you one perspective that's very biased. For instance, Fox is very biased towards Donald Trump. They're pro Trump. So they will. I don't want to. I'm not talking against Trump here. Okay. I'm not his biggest fan, but he has done some things that I kind of see where he's coming from in spite of not liking him. On the other hand, I feel that there is a lot of racism that has been normalized, and his views on immigration, all of that. So let's talk about Fox. When Fox reports something that Trump did, it will be positive. If you watch Fox, you will get Donald Trump's perspective. It would be pro Trump. But if you go to MSNBC, they're more on the Democrat side. They're not Republicans. So it's very important for you to know where you're getting your source, because MSNBC will, even if Trump does something good, which I'm not saying that he is or that he has or that he will, but even if he does, MSNBC will spin it negatively. Fox will report it positively. So you have to know where you're getting your sources. You need to observe all types of sources. I don't want you to go just to TikTok, and I don't want you to just go to the news. I want you to have a combination of all of the outlets so that you can write a paper, 5 paragraph essay, expository essay with a touch of personal essay. Whatever you do has to be balanced. Here's what I want you to do now. I want you to go to Quizlet Live. We're going to play a game. And after that, you're going to do your work. Remember, you have to hand this in by 12 today during class time, not later. It has to be during class time. Otherwise, you'll get what is called fravar. Fravar. Trying to pronounce it correctly. It's very hard. But yeah, if you need an extension for some reason, if there's a valid reason, I'll give you one. But please stick to the program so that everyone is happy. Quizlet Live. Let's do a couple of rounds. 3 rounds will do, and after that, you will be free to work on the uppgave. Do not use AI, ChatGPT, or anything like that. It has to come from your head. It has to be written by you. We have to run everything through those programs to figure out if people are using artificial intelligence. And people will get a reprimand, anmerkning, if they use ChatGPT, AI of any kind. Yes, let's go. I'm going to put, just so you know, I'm going to put the code in the chat box. Look at this code that is on right.